You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. If you're new to the channel, punch subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you for watching YouTube, Spotify, however you consume Rumble. You guys know the drill at this point. So finally, somebody else has come out and said it. We've talked a lot about, of course, biological men are invading women's sports everywhere. We've seen the Leah Thomas, Riley Gaines situation where Riley Gaines has come out, of course, very openly speaking out against somebody like Leah Thomas, who was able to saunter into, women's locker rooms. Swinging in is a better way of saying it because, penis just exposed, just to die. And we're talking about a biological man that identifies as a woman that still likes women. I don't understand how that happens exactly, but okay. Caitlyn Jenner, too, to be honest with you. I mean, Bruce, he still likes chicks. It's a little confusing, okay. What kind of chicks are going out with you? That's what I want to know. So, one of the things that we've talked about, and we've joked about it, is the idea of LeBron James getting to the end of his NBA career and then saying, you know what? Feel like I could still play somewhere. I need a place to play. And then him all of a sudden just deciding to identify as a woman. Okay? And what's hilarious is you have all these, what were these social justice warriors, these feminists, and look, the WNBA is full of them. It's basically an activist league that nobody watches. The ratings are terrible. The attendance is terrible. The entire league is filled with nothing but virtue signalers. And frankly, it's filled with a whole lot of lesbians, all right? Just keeping it real. I mean, Brittany Griner, Natasha Cloud. Natasha Cloud just came out like a clown and called America trash. Well, the point being, all these people are supporting biological men playing in women's sports. Megan Rapinoe's another one. And it's weird. It's like, I thought you cared so much about women. Or do you not? And I said, well, wouldn't it be weird if LeBron decided to just say, you know what, I'm going to identify as a woman, and he literally just puts a wig on and goes out there on a WNBA court. And he would score like 1 million points in every single game. But this is what these people are advocating for. Well, Joe Rogan had on Ice Cube, and they talked about how this is really being forced onto people, okay? It's like you will accept this no matter what. Now, of course, about 22 states, I think, has come out and been like, nah, the Republican leadership is not going to have that. So let's get to this, and I also have the clip from this episode as well. Joe Rogan just says it's forced compliance. Just effing stop with it. And they were having a conversation actually about Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. That may be another video coming to you on the network channel. Joe Rogan is on the side of those who believe trans women shouldn't be playing in sports. In a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast with Ice Cube, the two discussed trans women, beginning with Bud Light trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney's situation. But the conversation quickly shifted to how prevalent the debate is with trans women participating in women's sports. It's a biological man. It is. Which Rogan believes is becoming, quote, forced compliance for everybody. And let's just take a look. Let's listen to a little of this.
These beer mug, they just don't get it. They think it has to be in everything. Everybody, because of social media, everybody feels like they're fighting some sort of social battle with everything they do. And, and this is another one. It's like forced compliance. You're forced to comply with this. And, it's fucking up women's sports in a huge way. And, some organizations are pushing back against that, and some people are pushing back against the organizations that are pushing back against it, which to me is insane. Like, if you care at all about biological women, you should be against that.
What if, like, LeBron said he wanted to play in the WNBA? Like, I'm retiring from the NBA because I'm 49, and I'm going to play in the WNBA.
Well, they wouldn't be able to stop it. If he just decided to say publicly, I identify as a woman, what are they going to do? They can't do anything. And then that would be the end. That would be... Dave Chappelle has a bit about it.
Yeah. LeBron scores 100 again tonight.
Well, there was some fucking knucklehead that was getting interviewed. They said if Mike Tyson identified as a woman, should he be able to fight women? And they were like, well, the short answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, you heard the response there. I mean, that's how idiotic this whole situation is. And I talked about that in a video over on the big channel. Was some guy legitimately said when asked about Mike Tyson, hey, yeah, he should be able to just go in and just box women. In other words, and we talked about Mike Tyson, and we've said this is going to end up being a safety issue involving boxing or martial arts or MMA or whatever. And women, actual biological women, are going to start getting severely injured, is what's going to... You've already seen sporadic bouts of injuries. For example, with, like, spiked volleyballs from a male onto a female, and it did real damage. So it's just nuts. It's just nuts. While many elected officials have been trying to create laws to protect women's sports, it's still allowed. They brought up the hypothetical argument from Ice Cube talking about LeBron James retiring from the league, coming back as a trans woman playing in the WNBA. They can't do anything, then that would be the end. Just effing stop. There's a reason why there's women's sports, and there's a reason why there's men's sports. Public figures from Riley Gaines to Caitlyn Jenner have voiced their opinion on women's sports featuring only biological women because of the physical disadvantages trans women and biological males present no matter the sport. Numerous examples of trans women winning events, Leah Thomas's victory in NC2A swimming, remains a key reason why the debate is at large. It has been found at all levels, from high school track to professional cycling. President Biden recently proposed to expand the scope of Title IX protection, broadening meaning of sexual discrimination to include gender identity. You would literally be taking the very law that's supposed to uphold the integrity of women's sports, you would literally be making a joke out of it. And you would be turning around using that against the rules against women, actual women. It's amazing to me. It's been met with serious pushback from Republican leaders, and several states moved forward with legislation to ban transgender athletes from competing in sports that align with gender identities. There are 22 states that have regulations on transgender females and girls in women's sports, with Alabama barring biological men from playing in women's sports at the collegiate level last month. And I did this video on the big channel. It was Governor Kay Ivey, and she just... ESPN made a statement on it. She corrected ESPN and said something like this: look, if you're a biological male, you are not going to be competing in women's and girls' sports in Alabama. It's about fairness, plain and simple. That was her statement, and she just shut that shit right down. She was like, it's not happening in this state, so just forget it. You know, it's not going to happen. It's a competitive issue. It's a physical dominance issue. It's just not fair. I mean, my God, how many different ways do we have to see the results at the end of competition to realize it's made women's sports into a joke, a literal joke? And it's funny that LeBron just went there. He brought up the same example I've been given. What happens if LeBron decides to throw on a wig and say, you know what, I'm a chick? The son of a bitch will score 100 points every single night. I shit you not. It doesn't matter how manly Brittany Griner looks. LeBron will run her Russian arrested ass right out of a WNBA arena. I mean, the level of dominance will be earth-shattering. And I'm going to tell you right now, we laugh about that. It will happen. Something like that will happen. You will get some end-of-the-bench NBA player, like a 12th man on a bench, that decides he wants to be a chick, and he will go out there and he will score 48 points a night in the WNBA. It will be pure dominance. And then the whole thing becomes laughable because the very league that decided to support all these social rights will be getting run out by a dude. And it'll be funny. I'll laugh, and we'll cover it. So no worries there. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Everybody realize, it's weird. What part of your brain tells you that that's fair for the people that think it's fair? Stop. It's nonsense. It's not only not fair, it's absurd. It's just dumb. Quit being dumb. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.